In this video, number 10, I'm going to show you how to solve one-step equations with negatives. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, the first thing I would like you to do is make sure that you have your homework sheet. Looks like the sheet that I have up here. Okay, you have some steps and terms there, what equation is, and then you go down the sheet. At the bottom, you have 4 practice problems. We'll get to those towards the end of the video. So let's go ahead and get started with with the definition for equations. Here's the definition for equation. An equation says that two things are the same using a mathematical symbol. You use an equal sign is used. Example 7 plus 2 equals 10 minus 1, or if they're not. That is an equation. Okay? An equation is made up of an expression. Here's the expression part, 4x minus 7, and then the equals 5. Okay? You can solve equations. You evaluate expressions. So what we've been doing is evaluating expressions. We've been plugging in for x and then figuring out what the whole thing equals. Well, now, if we're given the equals, the other side of the equation, we can solve for x, and that's what we're going to practice today. And we're going to do one-step equations. So go ahead and write that term down, equations in the definition. Okay? Pause the video if you need more time. The steps. Well, step 1, change all subtraction into addition by adding the opposite rule. That's the first step that we use in anything that we do. When we see a subtraction, we change it to addition. It helps eliminate some of the adding, subtracting negatives. Cuts down those mistakes. Step 2, make sure the variable's on the left side of the equation. We do this so that when we graph inequalities, we don't have to change the process at all. We can just use the same process that we're already using. Step 3, we cancel out all addition and subtraction first. Okay? In step 4, we cancel out all multiplication and division. We perform the order of operations backwards. Okay? And when we get to multi-step equations, I'm going to add a couple more steps here to this as well. But these are the basic steps, and will help you solve one-step and 2-step problems. Okay? So let's go ahead and do our first problem. We have z plus 12 equals negative 19. Okay? So what we do is make sure that we don't have any subtraction here. This is negative 19. Okay? And we're going to try to get our variable z by itself. And to do that, we have to use the additive inverse property here. We're going to add the opposite of 12 because we want to turn 12 into 0. Okay, so that will just leave us with z on the left side. To do that, we're going to add its opposite. So plus negative 12. And over here, the thing with the equations is, whatever you do on the left side, you got to do on the right side. So we're going to add negative 12 to the right side. So whatever you do to the left, you got to do to the right. These are going to cancel each other out, and we're going to be just left with z. Z equals, well, negative plus a negative, same sign, sum. So this is going to be negative 31. That's our first problem. Number 2, we've got to change all subtraction and adding its opposite. So go ahead and write this problem down, and then change it to plus, add opposite. Okay? Now we've got to get rid of the 15 on the side with the variable. So it's plus 15, so we're going to add negative 15 to both sides. Whatever we do to the left, we got to do to the right side. These will cancel each other out and give us 0. Okay, so we're just left with t on the left side, and then over here on the right side, okay, this is different signs different, so 21 minus 15 is 7. We have more positives and negatives, so it's positive 7. Okay, make sure we make those changes there. Number 3, now we're getting into a multiplication type problem here. We'll take a negative 4 times f equals 16. To undo multiplication, we use the division So we're going to divide by -4, because -4 over -4 is equal to 1. And that's what we have, 1f. We don't write 1f, we just write f. So essentially, these cancel out, and we're left with f. F equals. And whatever we do to the left, we got to do to the right. So we're going to do 16, excuse me, I'm going to erase that. Okay, 16 divided by 4. 16 divided by 4, positive divided by negative is a negative. 16 divided by 4 is 4, so -4. And our fourth problem today that we're going to work out together. Okay, we got v divided by 14 equals -7. Okay, to clear out division, we use its opposite, which is multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides by what we're dividing here by. We're dividing by 14, so we got to multiply by 14. So we're going to take -7 times 14. Okay, these will clear each other out. We'll be left with v. Okay. The reason this works is because we're really multiplying by 14 over 1. 14v over 14, if we were to multiply it out. This equals 1, right? 14 over 14 equals 1. So we're left with just 1v, okay, or just v. And then over here, we're doing -14 times -7. I'm going to have to work this out. We get 28, carry our 2, 7 times 1, 7, 2 is 9, okay, and negative times positive is a negative. So we get -98, okay. Now, let's go ahead and pause the video and do the practice problems here at the bottom. Work those out, show your work, okay, and then unpause the video, and then you can check your work with that answers up here. Okay, here you go. Go ahead and pause the video. Now that you've unpaused the video, I assume that you have completed the work. Go ahead and check your answers. For number 5 is -4, 6 is -34, 7 is -4, and 8 is -92. Okay. Thank you for doing your homework, and tomorrow we'll look at two-step equations.